Hi, welcome aboard Drunken Boat. First of all, apologies, it's been a massive, I think 8 months since I last uploaded a video. It's been a tricky time away from the project and stuff I couldn't do anything about. So things, well, we really lost 2019. Sometimes lives throw stuff at you. Also, I'm fairly crap at social media and stuff like that, so that's the way it goes. But today we're going to be moving on to cutting lumps of boat out, which is much more fun than some of the stuff I've uploaded. I like to tell myself, but I'll leave you to be the judges on that. We're mainly at first going to be cutting the bulkheads out. This is firstly because the new interior we're doing goes beyond where the bulkheads are, so they've got to go, but also we've got to measure everything up for our engineer to work out all the connection details that need to be done with the supports and any new pieces that need to go in as we cut. So the window areas out, door areas out, things like that. So they have to go so we can gain access to the two ends of the barge. It's also a thing that you can't unfortunately assume that each piece of each, say, rib of the barge is going to be the same as the last, because I believe back in the day in the London docks they used to refer to these kind of barges as banana boats or banana barges, because they literally curve in every direction. So the top curves towards the middle, the sides bow out towards the end, the whole thing, each individual bit is completely different from the one that went before it. So we really needed full access to the ends so we could have an accurate idea of what goes where. So okay, I hope you can hear this above all the rain pouring on the polytunnel as I do this, but let's get on and see what we've been up to. Sadly, it's now the dead of winter and our site is either completely flooded or we have our own personal ice skating rink, as you can see here. As you can see here, when we cleared all the muck to the side of the site, all the moles went with it, and so they now live in a penthouse apartments overlooking the rest of the site. Got a few moles popping out here and there even though it's winter. This all means that we stay warm and toasty in our lovely old caravan with the got log burner on the go, which keeps us nice and warm.
Hogarth. He's meant to be helping me with the work on the barge, but look at him, what a lump. He can't get his nose any closer to a heater, so I don't think it'll be much use until the weather gets warm again, and he wants to go outside. So as you might have seen in previous videos, I showed how much rust there was at the top and the bottom of one of these typical bulkheads, and I rather mistakenly thought that they were going to be pretty much rusted through, but I took an angle grinder just to part of it, just to see what I was dealing with, and literally within 2 inches of anywhere where it's rusted through, it's back to full thickness, and that is a full 9mm of lovely hard steel all the way across. So it's going to take much more cutting out than I really thought it would take. So we initially cut a small hole out one of the bulkheads just to see what was going on behind, and it's a bit like the first view into Tutankhamun's tomb when they first busted through, except all we've got here is a load of mud and someone's old kettle, which isn't quite as exciting. Well, you know, not for us, probably not for you either, but we'll make of it what we can. So with the steel being 9mm thick, the only thing really suitable to cut through it was a plasma cutter, which probably, like a lot of you would have seen, there's hundreds of cheap Chinese plasma cutters on eBay, so I thought I'd give one of them a go. It only had one job to do, as it were, and it failed massively in that one job to do, and lasted about half an hour before it literally went up in a plume of smoke and the most amazing spark show you've ever seen as it melted. So after that I thought, I'm not getting another one of those, so I moved on to a branded plasma cutter, doubtless still made in China, but the components are slightly better, so I grabbed this second-hand Draper unit, and I'm really pleased to say that it's had no trouble at all and has been slicing through the steel like hot knife through butter, as they say. So that, like all my other videos, here's a nicely speeded up bit of me cutting out one of the bulkheads. There we go, that's the bulkhead cutout. A bit rough at the moment, but I just need to get in there and dig out, measure everything up for my engineer so we can work out connection details, etc. For the supports and the new frame that's going in. You might wonder why I've left two big kind of ears stuck up, but as you can see, there's a lot of plated supports behind these two bits, and to do it with the whole steel wall in position is really tricky, getting your head down in there. So I tend to cut off first and then do those afterwards. Already done the front end and dug out all the dirt that was in there, and that was a very similar process, but yeah, now I can do a full measure up and do all the technical drawings, which is great. Obviously, cutting out all these big lumps of steel results in a massive pile of the stuff. I started off with the first bulkhead cutting out sort of full height sections at a time, but the novelty value of this soon wore off, because once these bits become detached from the rest of the barge, they really do develop a mind of their own and start walking off in whatever direction they want to.